Now I am pleased to introduce our speaker, Mike Taylor of the Center for Innovative Teaching and Learning. Mike's role as an instructional support specialist involves a variety of different support for a range of technology tools used by faculty in all disciplines across campus. Mike supports Blackboard. He has extensive experience with audio, and he has worked in education, in higher education, for many years. He has extensive expertise with audio sound recording tools and web conferencing systems. And you will notice that when you hear Mike's presentation, there's a distinct difference in the quality of his audio. Please join me in welcoming our presenter, Mike Taylor, by sharing an emoji in the chat box. Go ahead, Mike.
Hello, everybody. I am going to share my PowerPoint, so just give me one moment. Okay, so welcome to the 1 o'clock session today. We're getting close to the end of our 2-day institute. I hope that everyone has enjoyed the great sessions over the last 2 days. I think if you didn't know, by now you do, that video and multimedia are a pretty deep subject, and I hope you've gained some insights and ideas for your future classes and how you want to integrate video into your teaching. So really what we're looking at here is the multimodal approach. So the new mode here is video. So how do we integrate video into things that we're already doing? I think that's the best place to start. If you're new to this, you're probably already doing things with discussions or with giving assessments of different types and lectures, obviously. So looking at ways where video can enhance your teaching, it's not always the best solution, but what's nice about it is you can use it to augment something that you've already done. You may have written some instructions for a student project, but now you could record a short video where you explain those instructions or give an example so that the students can see what your expectations are. And then as you get better and do more of this, these are my recommendations for you. So keep practicing, stay focused on the content and your ideas, and just incrementally improve your production as you go along. No one can do this without experience and practice. And I would also recommend working collaboratively, work with some colleagues, work with students, and you might find some really good teams that can make this stuff go really well for you as you learn more about it. So today we're going to focus a little bit more on interactivity and what we can do with the Kaltura video system. We've been kind of focused on the Kaltura system this last 2 days because it is a really good tool for us and it's fairly straightforward to use. So it's a good starting point for everyone. So gonna move. So we're going to look a little closer at Kaltura and go over a few things that have been brought up in previous sessions and look at some new things. So we're going to look at video naming and descriptions and how important that is for making sure your videos are easy to find. We're going to look at the tagging system a little closer in Kaltura. And we're going to look at a couple more things that are new now. So publishing and sharing, and this is going to be important if you want to share something you've been working on days or maybe something you've done previous to this institute, how to share that with our TEI organization. I'll show you how to do that. And then a couple interactive tools that we can add enhancements to our Kaltura videos. So one is video hotspots, which allow you to add clickable items on a video, and as well as quiz questions that you can add to the video. So naming and descriptions is kind of boring, but it's really important. So naming your videos so that they're easy to search for and easy to identify is really important, especially for your students. And it'll also be important for you if you do this from semester to semester. Like the example that you don't want to do is don't name lecture one, and because if you do that for every class you teach, you're going to have a bunch of lecture ones. It'll be hard for you to remember which one's which. So try to come up with a descriptive name that helps you and your students find that content. Also, the description boxes can be useful. You can put as much or as little text in this box as you want. You can also link to other resources in this box. There are some tools for customizing the look of your text in that box. So feel free to experiment with this. We're going to have some time at the end of this session. I'm going to send you off to start working on these things. So don't worry. We'll be here to help you if you get stuck in that. And then also, you have your tags here. So I would recommend adding maybe 1 to 3 tags that you think are important to differentiate your video to help classify it and make it easier to search for. Um, but Kaltura also does auto tagging. So what'll happen is after your video's been up for a while and it's had a chance to analyze the audio in your video, it's going to add these extra tags. So when I created my video, I only added, I believe the first 3 tags are mine, and then the rest were auto-generated. Um, Another thing to keep in mind is that you may want to come back. If one of these tags seems inappropriate, just you can click on the X and remove it. Okay. So yeah, this is just a little more information on tags. Tags are basically descriptive keywords, and they help with classification and searching. So the nice thing though, like I said, I just discovered this because I had only added 3 tags, and then all of a sudden it had all these extra tags that came directly from the words. It looks like most of these came from the words. Now CUZ, I'm not sure what cuz is, so I might want to delete that one. So again, this is machine learning based, I'm thinking. It's not, so it's doing its best, but yeah, it may make some mistakes. So I would definitely recommend reviewing your tags and uh, deleting any of them that are inappropriate. Okay, so here's something that I'd like to encourage everyone to do for our 3 o'clock session today if you haven't already done so. When you're in Kaltura, and I'm going to show you a live demo of this, so if you haven't seen this, I'm going to do a live demo after I go through a couple more slides. But your video will default to private, and you're going to want to switch it to published, and then you can select which galleries it will show up in. So for today's purposes, it'd be great if you could find and check the Fall 2020 Teaching Effectiveness Institute. That's going to allow us to see it in our organization gallery. But when you start making videos for your classes, you're going to be able to select, you'll see your classes listed in here as well, and you'll be able to add these videos to your classes. So one of the nice things about that is if you create a video that may be applicable to multiple classes, you can share it in all the classes where it should be. So these slides here, we're going to talk about video hotspots in a second, and we're going to talk about quizzes. I want to show you, so I'm going to switch over to screen sharing, and I am going to show you a demonstration of a quiz that was created. And this quiz is available for everyone in our organization. And so feel free to check it out if you haven't already. So just give me one moment to switch over to screen sharing. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. I am going to do something to check to make sure you can, but I believe it's working. Okay. So this is the one that I would like everyone to check out when you have a chance. This is in our organization here. And if you scroll down, you'll see this NIU 125th Anniversary Trivia Quiz. So I'm going to open this up. And so this is an example of how a Kaltura quiz looks. So we'll go through the first bit of this together and see the quiz question. We'll go up to like the first question maybe, and then you'll see kind of how this. So this video was created, and then the quiz can be added after the fact. So you can put the questions in and put them at certain times in the video so that the video will pause. Okay, so usually when you create a quiz, you're going to see this pop-up screen that gives some information that there's a quiz on this video, and then the student click continue to start the video. And as you'll see here, there are questions here. So one thing I forgot to do with the screen share is I forgot to share my audio again. So let me redo that real quick.
Celebrates 125 years. Navigate through the key moments in NIU's history to find the answers to the following trivia questions and learn about the history of Northern Illinois University. Discover the answer to each trivia question by searching through the Key Moments website chapters. The link can be found in the trivia folder. Answer the trivia question following each related NIU image, review your answers, and then click Submit at the end of the video to record your score. Exterior photo of Graham Hall.
Okay, and as you can see there, the video has paused and asked the student to click an answer. So you can select one of the answers. And let me do that so you can see. So the question is, what was the focus of Northern Illinois State Normal School? I'm going to select this one, and then I can, so I selected an answer. Now you can, there are settings here. You can set it up so that they don't have to answer the questions. They can skip and come back, or they can click and move on to the next. So I selected this, and then it moves the video forward.
Photo of Castle Drive gates and the woods and lagoon beyond them.
And then there's a second question. Okay, so that's enough for now. I'm going to show you how to build your own, and then you can do it yourself.
Mike, this is Dan. Kanjana asked if we can use the features. Well, actually, I think Megan is responding. Oh yeah, we currently have only the English available.
Yeah, I'm not up to speed on that. Unfortunately, we need to look into that because I do know that we have students that speak other languages, and we're also teaching other languages here. So one question I had, and maybe we can test this, what does the auto captioning do if somebody creates a video where they speak in a different language? Does it just not translate it? Or so that's maybe something we could test out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so any other questions so far on this? I want to switch over to an actual demo so we can look at this, and then if I'll probably be sending you on your way to start adding this stuff and sharing your videos with us so that at our 3 o'clock session you'll be able to be part of that show and tell. Just give me 1 second to switch back to screen sharing. Okay, so we should be back in screen sharing mode. So now I'm going to walk you through a live demo of how to get to these tools so that you can try them out for yourself. So if you're starting from the institution page, you can click on Tools and look for the Kaltura Media, Kaltura My Media. We'll click on this. And this should load up the videos that you've created so far. So if you haven't had a chance to create a video, probably the fastest way to do so is to come over to this Add New button and use the Express Capture feature. This should turn on your webcam if you have one and allow you to record a video really quickly. So if you want to, if you're kind of, this is your first session or you've been a little behind, feel free to do that. But if you have a video that's already created, what you'll do is, so this is a video I created about my guitar being broken. Feel free to watch this video. It's in the media library. I'm going to come over here and click on the pencil tool to open the editor. So there's actually two layers of editing for Kaltura. There is the editor where you're dealing with the video. And so this is where you would come in and change the name and the description as well as the tags. Now remember, I mentioned I didn't know what CUZ is. I think I probably said because and it heard it as cause or something. So I'm going to remove that by clicking on the little X. And whenever you make a change, you want to hit save here. Okay, so if you want to add a quiz or a hotspot, in order to do that, you go to this button here where it says Launch Editor. And when you click on this editor, this is going to let you add these features to your video. Now, I've already added a couple hotspots to this video, so I'll show you what it looks like. When you get into the video editor here, you're going to see that you can add a quiz, you can do some basic video editing, or you can add hotspots. So let's start with hotspots because this video already has a couple hotspots added. So I clicked on the hotspots button here, and you'll see that I've added 3 different hotspots to my video. So there are 2 types of hotspots. One is an external URL link, and the other is a timestamp. So what I've done is I've added a timestamp here that says beginning, and what that does is it allows the student to click that and it will quickly take the video back to the beginning of the video. If you're recording longer videos that might have like structured segments, you may want to put these hotspot timestamps in there so students can jump back to certain sections in the video that you've kind of indexed for them. Any questions on that timestamp hotspot? Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward what that does.
Mike, when you have a chance later, I think somebody wanted to see how to do a download for a video.
Okay, sure. That's a good question about the screen reader. That's something we're going to need to test. I don't think we know the answer to that. Is it anyone in the group here, Megan, maybe? Has that ever come up in your training?
Sorry, I'm scrolling back. What was the question?
Oh, I see. The question is, do the hotspots show up in screen readers? I don't know if we've had a chance to test that yet.
You know what? I do not know that, but I will find out.
Yeah, another alternative to the external link hotspots is you can put these URLs in the description, which should work with the screen reader. So that would be another option to add these external links in the description box. So that way students using screen readers will hear those read out to them so that they can go there. But yeah, basically what I did was I created a very short video. It's about 40 seconds here, and it's basically me describing that my guitar is not working. And I added a couple links to external resources here that I think would be interesting. So this is a link to some history about the Fender Stratocaster, and this is a link to a wiring diagram that shows how to repair the problem I've got. So that's one. Sorry, I bumped my microphone. That's one way to add some interactive content to your video. And you can add as many of these hotspots as you'd like. Let me demo one here. So I'm going to click on Add Hotspot. It's going to ask you to input some text. So you can type in text here. The Fender was started by Leo Fender, so maybe you'd want to have a link to some documents about the history of guitars. I don't have a link ready for this, but you could just type any link in here. So I just put google.com, and there are some advanced settings. And when you click on the advanced settings, it moves you over to this window, and it allows you to do some customizations around the way it appears. So you can make the text size smaller or larger. You can change the shape of the box. You can change the color of the box. So you may want to use these depending on the background of your video to make it more visibly appealing and easier to see. So that would be under the advanced features. You can change the
Mike,
size and position. Yes.
I put a link to the Fender Stratocaster in the chat.
Okay, great.
Just a Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's the link I have created. It's just a wiki Wikipedia page about this Fender Stratocaster. But yeah, just when you're creating your videos, think about external resources. You may be shooting a short video to introduce a topic, and maybe there are 3 important research papers that are related to that topic, and you want the students to click on those links so they can read those papers. They may be like JSTOR paper or something you've shared in the content collection with your students. So that way they can get to those resources and review them for deeper context. So yeah, once it's done, you just click done. So most of these tools are really straightforward. You just need to practice with them a couple times, and then you can move this hotspot around and place it somewhere on the video. One other thing you can do with the advanced hotspots is you can have them appear and disappear at certain times. Let me pull up an example of that. That's also under advanced settings. So you see this timeline here. So you can have the hotspot appear at a particular time in the video. Perhaps you only want it to be at a particular time to let the student know that it's time for them to click on an external resource. Okay, so I'm going to click done there. So the other interactivity piece is a quiz. Now, one thing I discovered in trying this is that you can't have hotspots on a quiz. You have to choose one or the other. So you either add a quiz or you add hotspots. So feel free to try both, but you have to choose one or the other per video. Now you could duplicate your video and make one with a quiz and one with hotspots. That's sort of what I did. So if I click over here, sorry, I need to get out of this screen and go to the quiz editor. So here I have a quiz version of this video. So I'm going to click here, back on that pencil for edit. Somebody had asked about downloading the video. I believe it's in this screen. Maybe I'm wrong. I swear it was here. All right, I'll get back to that in a moment. Okay, so again, if you want to add a quiz, you click on the launch editor there on the side, and you can add a quiz to your video. There are different types of questions. So you'll be prompted here with this large add question box. When you click on it, it's going to give you 4 question types. So you can do multiple choice, true, false, a reflection point. The reflection point is actually a little different. It says here the video pauses combined with text. So you can maybe add some ideas that you want students to think about, and maybe so this is kind of what I was talking about with how you could use this to enhance your class. You may say have a writing assignment that the students are going to be asked to do. So this video is introducing the subject, getting people prepared to think about that topic, and then you would tell them that an assignment is coming. So and you could use this to kind of like walk, prep them, like, okay, so we're going to be doing an assignment on this topic, so start thinking about how you want to do that assignment. And then there's also open-ended questions. So these are more like questions where people can just type an answer and you can review it later. Okay. And then over here is where you kind of customize the way this stuff appears. So the details let you go through, you have your name of your video, and you have to decide, do you want to use that welcome page? If you recall when I showed the history video, the NIU history video, a red welcome page popped up with some welcome information. You can actually turn that off, or you can have it and you can change the text that shows up on the welcome page. You can also turn on and off a download of the questions, and you can have instructions or not showing up in the video. Here's how you set up your scoring. You can allow multiple attempts or just allow defaults to 1 attempt. You can show the score to students or not, and you can include the correct answers. So sometimes you may just want this to be a knowledge check. If a student misses the question, you kind of give them, you give them the correct answer so they know and they move on with the video. So part of this is just planning the purpose of the video. And then there's also this experience. So this just lets you decide if you want students to be able to change their answer if they submit it and they want to go back and change it, or they can skip the questions altogether, or you can make it so they cannot skip the question and it's mandatory that they answer before moving forward in the video. And you can also limit their ability to jump forward in the video. So if the video is kind of like something that is mandatory, this could help ensure that the student watches the entire video and doesn't skip forward. Okay, so that's the basic set of tools. I'd like to give you guys some time to go and try this stuff out. We will be available to help you if you have any questions or get stuck on it. And then if you want to share your work, make sure you publish it. Let me show you that. I think I showed you a screenshot of it, but let me show you the actual publishing tool. So you can see my video is published at the moment, but I may want to change where it's published if it's only published, if it's not published to the TEI organization. So again, you'll go into the edit. And under this tab here, publish, you can switch it from private to published, and then you can decide which places you want to share it. So for today, it'd be great if you'd share it to the Fall 2020 Teaching Effectiveness Institute. Just click on that button there and then go down to save, and it will say that it's saving it in one media gallery, and it shows the gallery name here. And then you click save, and it should show up in our media gallery so we can all see your work. Any questions at this point?
Molly had a question about, she said, would you add voice to the question by using VoiceThread? And she's thinking from the perspective of accessibility for the blind.
Right. I don't think you can integrate those two tools in that way. If you're, yeah, so that's something we'll have to check about and to see if the screen readers can read these quiz questions out for people if they're using those tools. Yeah, that is a really good question. There may be a better way to present this for students also that like I said, another way to do a similar thing, it's a little less integrated, but you can just have a video embedded into a Blackboard quiz where you start off where the students watch the quiz and then they take a video or take a quiz, I'm sorry. But it's a little less integrated that way. So these are really good questions. We're going to probably need to take a look at accessibility issues and how to best address those.
Mike, this is Dan. Somebody asked if you use a YouTube video, and I know that you can't edit YouTube videos, but is it possible to add a video quiz to a YouTube video?
I believe you can. I think Megan said yesterday that that's possible. If she wants to reiterate, I believe you can add quiz questions to a YouTube video that you've pulled in to the Kaltura index.
Yes, you can. So I was surprised about that. And as long as that YouTube video is public and available, then you can keep your quiz as well. If they ever take down the YouTube video, then just be aware that you would lose your quiz.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, feel free to. So like I said, I'd really appreciate if you would share some videos with us today for our 3 o'clock session. If anyone has any questions about technically how to do that, just let me know. I know this is a new platform for most of us, so it might be a little tricky to find the buttons. If you're using a mobile device, things are obviously going to be a little different as well. So just let us know how you're accessing the media library so we can help you share your videos. But yeah, take some time, try to add a quiz question or two to your video, or maybe add a hotspot with a link out to an external resource. And we'll stick around and answer any questions you might have